over the weekend, Donald Trump happened to be away from the spotlight, away from the camera, about 48 hours. And the entirety of leftist media was openly fantasizing that he had passed away. Now, Joe Biden stayed off camera for weeks, or it felt like months at a time. And nobody in the left-wing media seemed to know or care or notice because their guy was in. But because Trump took 2 days off camera, I got home and like the top three trending topics were he's dead, it happened, and like Trump is dead. Something like that. And the whole thing was pretty sick. I think you look at, people and their level of derangement, it's pretty sad. Now, of course, he has completely ruined their lives by reappearing over the weekend for a round of golf with Jon Gruden, as well as many other excellent moves that we're going to talk about in this video. Let's get into it. By the way, today I'm going to invite people to give my coffee a try. Almost all of our catalog is now available on Amazon, which means you get it for free next day shipping, including our 5-pound bags. Most of them are getting checked in. Most of them are Prime now. So if you have subscriptions, move them over to Amazon. We have our K-Cups. Our Tiger's Blood is there. Blueberry Cobbler. Use the link in the description. Pick up something. Give it a try. I just know you're going to love it. And if you don't, I'll give you your money back. And maybe you know somebody who likes coffee. Maybe tell them about Coffee Brand Coffee. Trump drowns out passing away with more than 40 garbled posts. Okay. So they're mad that he tweeted too much? That I mean, the whole thing was sick. They were fantasizing about it. They were celebrating it. I don't know if most liberals know how the government works, but that would have just put J.D. Vance in office for probably the next 12 years. I think that, a lot of people poke a lot of fun at the far left because they are in fact dumb, but they think Trump is going to be a hard ass. Wait till they get J.D. Vance. The president is so totally not dead that he was able to fire off an impressive 42 posts in just 10 hours. So the left was having a meltdown that he wasn't doing press tours. The day after, they were whining that he did a 3-hour press junket. They can't figure out what they want. Now it's like, well, he put out too many truth socials. Maybe he was a little sick. Maybe he was sick and he had to take a couple days off. People do get sick. People get sick. So they're having a meltdown. Oh, Trump has bruised hands. Well, Trump is old and he shakes a lot of hands that probably get bruised. All right. So he went golfing this weekend with Jon Gruden, and the left melted down. Oh, totally normal behavior. Totally. Nothing out of there. Nothing going on odd at all. This is the left. So they melt down when people question whether or not Joe Biden was mentally fit, but they're openly wishing for his death. Meanwhile, Trump just canceled $4.9 billion in foreign aid and pushes the death penalty in D.C. I absolutely love it. D.C. should be safe. Our capital should be safe. That's just the truth. President Donald Trump closed out this week by informing Congress that he is revoking nearly $5 billion in foreign aid that Congress had already approved, as the legislative branch faces an October 1st deadline to fund the government or deal with a shutdown. Trump is rescinding the funding using a pocket rescission. Unlike a typical rescission request that allows Congress to sign off on nixing the approval, a pocket rescission sidesteps Congress because it's so close to the end of the fiscal year that the legislative branch can't act accordingly. I love this. Use every loophole. Use literally every loophole. You use every loophole imaginable. I support this. Get it done. Last night, President Trump canceled $4.9 billion in America Last foreign aid using a pocket rescission. The Office of Management and Budget said on Friday. More, right? How about more? $4.9 billion? How about more? How about more? How about all foreign aid? Meanwhile, 53, this doesn't even include yesterday, 53 unwanted lead injections over the weekend in Chicago as government rejects Trump's threat to send a National Guard. I don't really know. Again, he's going to trick the Democrats into this again, isn't he? Trump tricked the Democrats into dying on the hill of Kamala Harris is for they, them, and Trump's for you. Remember that? They expertly tricked all of the Democrats to be obsessed with getting biological men in women's restrooms, and they lost the election over it. Now, there were a whole slew of other reasons, but that was a big one. Now they're tricking the Democrats into being pro-crime. The big mistake that a lot of people make, too, is that even if you live in Chicago, people think, well, 100% of people that live in Chicago and the suburbs must be dumb lib idiots. That's not true. I would argue that 30-40% of them are apolitical. 10 to 15% of them are Republican. And then you might have 55 to 60%, based on how things shake out, as like hardcore Democrats. And there's a chunk of those hardcore Democrats that would rather not lose their life to a carjacking. Trump has expertly backed the liberals into a corner, into the pro-crime. I don't want, again, I don't know who's advising the left, but whoever is does not want them to win elections. They just don't want them to win elections. And by the way, you should have seen the absolute, as Hannah Clara would say, mentee bee that the left had when he went out for a round of golf. U.S. President said he'd never felt better following social media speculation over his health. Donald Trump is not dead, as he proved on Saturday with a swing of a golf club. I mean, nobody actually thought that. These people, are vile. Go back to what Trump said with Kamala Harris' Secret Service detail, right? What do you think when Trump said, "Hey, we're going to revoke Kamala Harris's Social Security Secret Service detail"? Why would she go against that? America's safe. America's so safe. Why would Kamala Harris need Secret Service protection? Of course, the left melted down, and she immediately got it back. This tricking the left into being pro-crime is a masterstroke, and it just might save Republicans in midterms. I think Republicans are behind going into the midterms. I do. But I also think that if he can just keep embarrassing them by sending the National Guard into big Democrat cities and stopping all the crime, what are they going to do? Their only rebuttal is, yeah, I want my voters to get stabbed. Yeah, I want my voters to feel unsafe. I want the parents, the dads who vote for me, I want them to be worried about whether freaks are going to go into the bathroom with them. That's a position that they continue to put the left in. Before I also talk about, I just want to give a word of prayer to Rudy Giuliani, who appeared to be in a very terrible car accident over the weekend. Of course, the left celebrating that. I don't have any update on his medical condition, but it sounded like he broke a part of his back or one of his vertebrae. I mean, he fractured his thoracic vertebrae, multiple lacerations and contusions, as well as injuries to his left arm and lower leg. A speedy recovery to Rudy Giuliani. Love him or hate him, he's been one of Trump's most loyal. He seems like a nice guy. I didn't live in New York under him, so I don't have any specific opinions on his particular politics. Obviously, the The black hair dye leaking down his hair was not his best moment. But, you know, the guy's 81. And the car wreck sounded pretty rough. And this was after he got flagged down, apparently, and helped someone who was on the receiving end of a domestic situation. Now, some people think Giuliani was a pivotal player in covering up what happened at 9/11. I am not tower pilled. I don't know as much as most people, but I don't really care. I mean, he got in a car accident. Like, I'm not going to celebrate that. But on top of that, here we have Donald Trump putting out, maybe he could secure so many elections. You saw Gavin Newsom say the quiet part out loud the other day, right? When he said, well, Trump's going to have ICE agents at the voting booth to quell voters. So what Gavin Newsom is saying is illegals vote. I don't care if there was 1,000 ICE agents at my voting booth. What difference does that make? I'm not an illegal immigrant. I'm not an illegal invader. Donald Trump tweeted, voter ID must be a part of every single vote. No exceptions. I will be doing an executive order to that end. Also, no mail-in voting, except for those who are very ill or are far away in the military. Use paper ballots only. I 1,000% support this. He literally could secure his greatest legacy. Might be bigger than the wall, might be bigger than the tariffs. If he gets voter ID instated, you could see entire states get saved. You know, purple states that always lean blue all the time. You could see California get saved. When I go and vote, I've got my ID on me. I'm a citizen. I don't care if there's National Guard, there are ICE agents. I'm fine with that. Here's my ID. No problem. So when Gavin Newsom and Democrats are freaking out about this, it's because they are saying the quiet part out loud. I mean, the paper ballots I'm less worried about. Let's start with the IDs. You know, can we at least get the IDs going? These are some of his best moves, and he hasn't even been president for a year yet. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to leave a like on it. Please do. Please. Link in the description to my coffee brand coffee store, or, you know, you can open a new window, type in coffee brand coffee. Our full selection is there. Our spring flavors are 40% off. Our double calf, our butterscotch toffee, everything's in stock and shipping free next day. Our cherry cordial is only $12 and shipping free next day or free overnight. Give something a try, pick it up, leave a review. Hopefully we'll earn a 5-star review from you. And if we don't, let me know and I'll make it right.